Hello everyone, thank you for joining me on this video. What I'm going to talk about today is something that's happening at the border that I don't think anybody really, at least not in the big news stations, or I haven't even seen it on YouTube either, is talking about. And excuse the voice, I've been having that cough for a while. So the reason why I'm talking about this is because I think that this is going to change things up. And I think it's a big deal, but nobody's really talking about it. So I was thinking I should probably make a video about it, at least get some awareness out there. The only place where I see people talking about it is in the in the Facebook groups. I have a few groups on Facebook about crossing the border, and it's mainly just a lot of people that cross the border every day, and they're just like showing how long it took them to cross or if there's any issues and things like that. I also have another group which is for the Rosarito, and that's like an English group. And this was brought up in the English group after a few days of me seeing it on the Spanish group, people talking about it. And so this was a really drastic change right after the new president took office. I believe it was the 20th. It was a Monday. So that week, people were wondering why the lines diminished significantly to where they were crossing within an hour. Whereas before, it was taking them 3 to 4 hours. Because remember, a lot of the people in these groups are people that cross every day because they go to work and they're used to, this 3 4 hour wait. Been brought up is that they have more CBP officers, so they have more windows open. And I mean, that helps, right? But I don't think that's the whole thing. I don't think that's the whole reason why. So here are the rumors slash things that are being said on these Facebook groups. So number one is people are saying that even when they're walking into the border, so they're in line walking, they have seen people being pulled over by the CBP officers for more questioning, and they have gotten their visas taken away because most of these visas are tourist visas. So apparently, what was happening is that people were getting a tourist visa and then they were just crossing to the US every day to work. And I know that doesn't seem that possible because you still need a social to work and everything, but a lot of these small businesses, I'm not sure how they were working, especially in California. There was some discussion about that in the English group, like, well, how would they work if they don't have a social? Well, you could use another person's social, you could um get paid cash. I don't know. But I mean, that's like the biggest one that I have seen in these groups. And then the second one is that a lot of legal residents have moved to Tijuana and then were just crossing. So they resided in Tijuana and then they were just crossing the border every day to go to work. Now, the reason why this is a problem is because when you're a legal resident, you have to live at least 6 months in the US because you are residing in the US. You're not a citizen. You have to reside in the US. So I've also heard people posting on there that, hey, my family member got their permanent residency taken away because they were crossing the border every day, and then they went to cross the border and then the officer had started asking them questions like, why are you crossing every day, are you going to work, what's going on, and then got their residency taken away. I'm a little shocked because I would never do something like this. I knew of this rule, and that's the reason why I became a citizen right away as soon as I could, and my husband became a citizen as well as soon as he could because our plans are to move to Mexico. And if you're a citizen, you can live anywhere in the world, wherever you want to live, you can live without any issues, at least not issues for the US. But anyways, that's the second biggest one that I have seen. Another thing that's being said is people are just scared to cross the border because they're scared of because they've heard of these rumors, and they're scared of their visas being taken away. But there's some people on these groups that have a visitor visa or a tourist visa, and they say they've gone once or twice and they've had no issues. But I really think that, obviously they have a record of how many times you've been through the border. And if you were there, you're through the border every single day, that's going to be a huge red flag. Like, if you're a tourist, why are you coming every single day, Monday through Friday, for 6 months, for a year? But if you're really using the visa the way it's supposed to be used, which is to come visit, to come shop, and you're coming like once or twice a month, I mean, that's not a red flag, I would imagine. Um, Same thing for the residents. If you live in California, then why are you crossing the border every single day? What are you doing in Tijuana every single day? Why are you going there? I mean, it's pretty obvious. But the thing that I'm thinking is, and that I want to bring up, and maybe you can put something in the comments, is this is going to change things drastically. For us, it was good news. Why? Because, well, these people were doing something they weren't supposed to be doing. I do feel for them, but I mean, now it's going to be a lot of people that are now going to be finding jobs in Tijuana if they stay there, or if they move to another city. That's going to be a noticeable change, I would imagine. Because there is a lot of jobs there, but the difference is they don't pay the same, of course. I mean, if you had your choice, you'd definitely work in the US. Permanent residents, I have heard of them getting their green card taken away on the spot. So that's also another one. I don't know how many this is happening to, but hopefully not that many, right? Or hopefully the ones that found out about it just didn't cross the border anymore, and maybe will, try to fix the situation somehow, and they're probably scared to go by the border right now. Might end up moving back to California, or might just give up and just stay in Tijuana. But at this point, a lot of people would be searching for jobs in Tijuana. For us, the citizens, people are loving it. Some people on these groups are loving it because, now they're crossing the border in less than an hour. Now they can get to work really fast. They don't have to wake up like 5 hours before their shift starts. So they're loving it. And I mean, that's great. That's great for us, right? Because it was kind of a hassle. I hated going over the border, even though I was only doing it once or twice a week for errands, just because it would take over an hour, and it was not during prime time. It was around between 10 a.m. and like noon, because then at 1 o'clock, it would be like all the swing shift people will be trying to cross to get to their swing shift job in California. One of the other things I did notice, and people are saying in these groups, is that vendors are being affected, because if you've ever been at the border, they have people selling fruta, they have people selling burritos, they have people selling tamales, they have like chips and tostilocos and drinks, and they even have people with trash bags, and they will, like, if you have trash and you want to throw it away, then you just give them like 10 pesos or 20 pesos or something, like a tip. And they have the people that clean your car. I had this guy wipe down my whole truck, the windshield and all the windows and my whole truck, and he was trying to charge me $3, and I gave him $5 or $6. I don't remember because that's all I had, but he was very, very happy. So, I mean, all these vendors, they've seen like the volume just shrank to like 20% of the usual volume. Obviously, they're not selling as much. So these people are also being affected. Um, I think that's a really big change, and I will, maybe make another video in a couple months to see if things have changed. See if maybe people are not scared anymore a couple months from now. Today is February 4th, and this has been happening since the 20th of January. So just a couple weeks. Nobody's talking about it. Everybody's focused on whatever is going on in the country. I mean, which is good, right? But I think that this is something that nobody's really looked at, and it's a big deal. I mean, for me, that I'm going to be in TJ in a couple months. I will try to video some of it for you. I also have some videos that have been taken by other people, which I'll put at the end of this video. Some of the comment screenshots and some videos so that you can see kind of what I'm talking about, just in case you're not in on the border. Maybe you're planning to move there and you're thinking about it. Because, I mean, my husband wants to move there with me because, I already was living there. But that was a big problem of him spending like, 12 hours a day out of the house because you have to leave 3 or 4 hours before your shift starts, work your whole shift, and then come back. And now this changes things so much because now he's only just going to be taking him an hour versus 3 or 4 hours. So that's a big, huge change. And now we are like, okay, maybe we can speed things up. We also had other plans as well, and then the LA fire happened. Things have been a little bit chaotic for us. I will talk about that in another video and why I am currently in the US. But anyways, I am excited, but also feeling for all those people that now don't have a job. They're not making as much money. And now this is also going to be affecting the whole financial status of the city of Tijuana. Maybe not in the city where other people that live in those big high-rise buildings, but I'm talking about the outskirts, because a lot of the economy that was coming in to Tijuana is obviously because of people that work on the US side and are spending a lot more than just the locals that just, that work in the Tijuana area. So we'll see what happens. I think this is a very huge change, and I can't believe nobody's really talking about it. So I'll put some of the videos here, and then maybe you can leave me a comment on your thoughts. If you do live like further down south, have you been to the border? What have you seen? Hey guys, so this is what I'm talking about here. These two videos were posted, and this is somebody walking through the border checkpoint. And look at the time on here. It is Sunday at 3:38. This is this past Sunday. I think it was February 2nd. And this is unheard of. I've never seen it this empty, especially on a Sunday. That's a very busy day. Also, these are pictures of people driving into the border crossing, and as you see, it's looking empty. They drive and they get to the very front of the line, and that's why people are taking these pictures. I mean, look at this. This is definitely history in the making. I mean, I've never seen the border like this ever, and I've crossed at random times, or I try to avoid traffic, and even then I had never seen it like this. These are the comments of some of the people that are saying like, hey, what's going on? Some people are saying, well, maybe it was because the Mexican government put the Guardia. I don't know if it was the Guardia or the Marines there, but no, that happened before that. Some people are saying yes, people are scared. You know, people are getting their visas taken away. Look at this person, they said as long as Hong Kong doesn't shut down or something. That's funny. I mean, yes, they put traffic assistance there and they open up more lanes, but I don't think that is it. A lot of people are saying, you know, there's definitely way less traffic. A lot of people were using their social security of their friends to work on the other side of the border. Some companies paying under the table. This person saying more than 1,000 people can work with the same social. That's alarming. And then, I mean, there's no proof, right? But there's people going on here saying, yeah, my family member got their green card taken away or their visa taken away. I mean, something must have changed, right? They're just cracking down a lot more. And then, yeah, I mean, deportations, but that really doesn't have anything to do with this. But I'll tell you what, when I was crossing, they really were not asking that many questions. They were just asking me where you're going and how long have you been in Tijuana. And then I would be like, well, I just moved here, I live here. And they'll be, okay, you're good to go. So I think they're just really cracking down on people that were misusing those visas. I've seen pictures of people posting in the morning at 6 a.m. and hardly any line. So that's what this person is saying. What about in the morning? A lot of people are coming to work. See, a lot of comments are saying the same thing. People coming to work with visas. More staff, yes, that helps. But I don't think that's the whole story. Yeah, I hear they're staying in San Diego for the week. That could be it too. If you're a permanent resident and you hear they're cracking down on people, you are going to probably now stay over there most of the time. That could be one of the things that's happening. Yeah, so I'll just leave these comments here so you can continue watching what it says. But there's definitely more to this story, and you know, hopefully we'll figure out what's going on and what happened, and we'll see if things sort of go back to normal, or if this is now what it's going to be. And if it is what it's going to be, as I said, it's going to affect everybody. It's going to affect the people of Tijuana. It's going to affect the people of California, because people are going to be scrambling to get employees now in California, which is a good thing for some people, but it's going to affect the economy in Tijuana for sure.